somewhere else, but this is where we found ourselves. Welcome to the local show. People you work with, people you know.
Welcome to another edition of the local show here on GrassRoots Community Network. Thank you for joining us, guys. I'm Erik Skarvan, your host. Thank you for our live audience tuning in today on YouTube, Facebook, and local television for the first time this summer. So excited to be bringing back, well, one might be a first-time guest, the other one a repeat guest. I want to welcome Liz Chapman from the City of Aspen. She is our City of Aspen Senior Environmental Health Specialist.
Yes.
Wanted to get that right, or acronym SEHS.
Yes, yes.
I know how much acronyms are used in local government.
Oh my goodness, yes.
And welcome back Cathy Hall, who's the Picken County Landfill Solid Waste Director.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we just took 2 minutes just for the titles.
Yes.
But you ladies have earned them. So honored to have you here on the show because I love talking trash.
So
Like,
do we.
The good kind of trash talk.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
not
yeah.
like slamming people and hammering them, but, you know, the good kind of trash. So welcome.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Oh, my pleasure. And we have so many things to get to. We're going to talk about local composting, reusable containers, life of the landfill.
Oh my goodness.
But I thought I'd start just kind of light and summary. And we'll start with you, Cathy.
Yeah.
Kind of about maybe your favorite summer adventure so far, outdoors, that you would recommend to someone else. Like, I know you like to snowshoe in the winter. I think you like to hike in the summer, right?
Yeah.
Hike?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there an adventure that kind of comes to mind from the summer that you would recommend to other locals
Well,
or viewers?
you know, the hiking around here is phenomenal.
Yeah.
But
So
I've
many good
actually
hikes.
been a little bit of a hermit this summer.
Oh, okay.
Well, since COVID started, I'm more into like cocktails on my back patio.
Oh, well, I would suggest that. That's a good recommendation.
Yeah, so
Okay.
that's kind of what I've been doing.
Okay, so
Yeah.
cocktailing hermit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And board games with friends.
Oh, I like
yeah.
that.
So
I like that.
we sit out and have cocktails and play some board games.
That sounds nice.
Yeah.
That sounds cool. And have you been doing some hiking as well this
Yeah,
summer?
a little bit.
Okay.
Going up Thompson Lakes.
Nice.
Yeah, there towards
Nice.
Alpha Prince Creek.
I like to kind of play it walk a tight line, because you don't want to give away your favorite hikes, because then they might become not your favorite hikes, because they might get too crowded, kind of thing. So Liz, what do you think? Do you like hiking, biking? What are your
Like
some
hiking,
of your favorite?
like biking, like
Okay.
all of those things. But the thing that has really taken over my life this year is disc golf.
Oh,
Mountain disc golf.
Fun.
Yeah, it's been
Like
great.
up on Aspen Mountain?
Up
or
on
where?
Aspen Mountain, up
Okay.
on Snowmass Mountain.
Nice.
We just did a tournament last weekend in Gypsum at a place called Cross Creek Disc Golf Course, and
Okay.
the Ajax course is up, and they redid some of the baskets, and they're having a tournament next weekend. And
I did not know that.
yeah, so that's been the thing I've been really excited about this year is disc golf tournaments and
That's so
mountain
fun.
disc golf. Yeah, it's been
So you play
really
like a
fun.
full 9 holes or 18
Oh
holes?
no,
Or
18.
how does, full 18.
And for a tournament,
No slacking
you
off.
play 2 rounds.
There ain't no carts either. You're
No,
walking
you
at
are
altitude.
walking every step.
Yeah.
You are throwing and walking every step. No assistance. All of it carried yourself. So it's a good workout.
You get like
'cause of that.
sneaky exercise, I call it. Like
Yes.
it's really fun and you're playing like a game.
Yes.
Like I call
Yes.
that like with kids and stuff.
Yes.
Got to find sneaky exercise.
That's
it's really
right.
fun and playful. So that sounds super cool.
Yeah,
We
and-
had a couple baskets for Frisbee Golf at college, where I went to school in University of Wisconsin Stout, it's called.
Oh.
Or what we like to say, I don't go to school, I go to Stout. Or Camp Stout, because it was in the Northwoods of Wisconsin. You could literally get a hoodie that said Camp Stout. Like a picture of a lake and a canoe, because we had Lake Menomin, the Red Cedar River. Go figure, I'd end up here in Aspen.
Yeah, right.
But going there, yeah, we had Frisbee Golf. It was all about getting out of the water. We would tube down, 20 miles down to this town called Durand. We like to say, let's go to Durand. That was that same era back in the 80s. But anyway, we're gonna head off to a break. But yeah, so many fun things to enjoy.
Oh, yeah.
In summertime.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I like the biking and the hiking,
Yeah.
and just wrapped up a really great canoe season in North Star.
Oh,
now that the
yeah.
water is really low now.
Right. Right.
But we have so many things to get to. We're going to take a quick break for our live viewers. Stick around, guys. We're not going to go for more than a few seconds. But I do want to thank our summer underwriters for making this series happen. for June, July, August, and September, including Haiti Children, Independence Pass Foundation, Klug Properties, Paradise Bakery, Picken County Landfill, White River Overland, and Sundog Athletics. I want to thank you guys for supporting our series of featuring inspirational locals all summer long. And you guys, we've got so much to get to, including how you can get involved to care for Mother Nature. So don't go away. The Independence Pass Foundation, for 32 years, restoring and protecting the ecological, historical, and aesthetic integrity of Independence Pass. To learn more, independencepass.org.
I'm so passionate about this community. I absolutely love living here and raising my family here. It gives me a lot of pride to share this with my friends and my clients and help them achieve their dreams of owning an Aspen snowmass and enjoying this incredible lifestyle.
White River Overland specializes in camper van upfitting and overland outfitting. Catering to mountain dwellers and outdoor enthusiasts, many of WRO's builds are purpose-driven to facilitate and enhance skiing, cycling, camping, climbing, and river adventures. Nestled in the White River National Forest, close to the deserts of western Colorado and Utah, WRO also rents camper vans and accessories. More at whiteriveroverland.com. Celebrating their 25th anniversary, Sundog Athletics is your opportunity to experience Aspen's most amazing adventure locations and gain new skills to increase your safety, performance, and enjoyment while mountain biking, road biking, hiking, and paddling on Aspen's exclusive canoeing adventure. Like Sundog Athletics on Facebook for fresh adventure updates.
Welcome to the local show. People you work with, people you know.
Welcome back, guys, to the local show, where our episode today is Be the Change You Want to See. And what we mean by that, Cathy and Liz, is like we can all do something, right? A little something. Even when I was out picking up litter today by North Star, all these cars were going by, and now I actually kind of make a big deal about it. I want to draw attention to that litter, so I'm like holding it up in the air, and then some people like slow down, roll down their windows. I go, it's as easy as bend at the waist and pick up the waste, or apathy's no longer acceptable, or I'll have my little things that I'll like encourage people to kind of just pick up a piece of litter, you know, that kind of thing. Use a pet pickup. I know it's disgusting and gross and unsanitary, but composting, Liz, is such an easy way that we can all get involved, right?
Sure is.
And tell us a little bit about the current kind of composting in the city of Aspen and kind of the current involvement.
We live in the high desert, turns out, and we share our environment with a lot of wild critters. So we discourage people from doing home composting in our environment. It is possible if you really want to build all the right things and tend to it. If you do it the way we recommend, which is you hire somebody to take your food scraps to Cathy's facility and let her team do the work, we keep the wildlife out of it. You don't have to mess with it. And it's just as easy as your trash is, except instead of it going into the landfill, which is rapidly filling up, it goes to create a soil amendment. I should have brought pictures. I've got mint and oregano and some lavender growing. I've got rosemary and thyme all in her, Cathy's team's compost. I go every year, start my summer getting a whole bunch of compost and potting soil from her group, set up my garden, and it is flourishing. I got hummingbirds coming
Good
in all the
stuff.
time. It's fantastic. And what a better thing to do with your orange peels, banana peels, coffee grounds, sandwich that didn't turn out so great.
Little
or
carrot ends, or from your food
all
prep.
that stuff can go into one of these containers, go to her team, and they'll turn it into a soil amendment that we can grow more plants with. It's the original recycling, really.
Right. I've got it in my garden, and my flowers are doing amazing. And other little critters are, well, not critters, but other flowers are popping up. But since I've been adding the Pickens County landfill soil, the compostable soil, my garden does so much better.
Yeah.
And before we go further, Cathy, you guys have produced a neat little piece. Can you introduce this little, it's like a TV commercial, correct?
Yeah, so it's part of our new ad campaign that we launched last year. And so it's more geared towards the graphic with the quick information. So you don't have to spend a lot of time watching. It's 15 seconds. So.
I like it. I like it. That's about my attention span.
Mine too.
So let's check that out here next. So again, we're just encouraging everyone to kind of do their part, be the difference. And Cathy, can you kind of walk people through the process of literally, for me, chopping those carrot ends on my cutting board, it's all the way to, the final destination for the compost?
Yeah. So, you're at home, you're making dinner, you have one of these containers. You just simply slide it in and collect it. There are
little bags inside the containers, correct?
You can have little bags if you want.
Yeah,
I stopped using the bags.
Or not.
They're biodegradable bags, so perfectly safe for the compost. But people like to keep their buckets clean, and it's going to help. So there's Curbside Service. There's a couple companies in the valley that will collect curbside for a very reasonable price.
It'll just pick up right in front of your home.
Exactly.
On the curb.
Some multifamily housing communities have a community metal bear-proof container.
We have that in Centennial.
Yep. Or you can bring it to the Pickens County landfill free of charge. We have a dumpster right there by the scale house.
And then what happens?
Then we take it up to the top of the hill. If you haven't been there, we are the second largest compost facility in the state.
Nice.
It's a big deal. We're a small community. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So, and it goes into the composting process. It's mixed with wood chips, leaves and grass, and other carbon, some ground up cardboard. Your paper towels can go in there too. And then it starts the process. So usually it sits in the process about 60 days, has to get to 131 degrees Fahrenheit, and we have to hold that there for 15 days.
How does that happen? Like, how do you get it to temperature?
Well, there's all sorts
Are you preheating the landfill to 130? And then
it feels like it lately. It's been so hot out. No, there's
preheat to 130 for 30 days.
Yeah, there's all sorts of little bacteria and our organisms in there.
Goes to
and
work.
They're having a party and all that heat from them consuming that. And that's really the process.
Okay.
And we don't do anything fancy.
It's nothing fancy, but it does take some tweaking. It's a bit of a recipe. It's a bit of a chemistry experiment. They have to be great. They have to monitor the food waste, which is considered a nitrogen source, and then the paper waste, which is a carbon. They have to balance that, and they add the water, and it is the combination of keeping track of that carbon, nitrogen, moisture recipe that allows them to keep those temperatures up high. But like she said, it's not something that takes super expensive, highly developed equipment. It just takes some know-how and monitoring it all.
They're finicky. Those piles are finicky. So like Liz said, you really have to we babysit them. Every day we're taking temperatures, and if something's going wrong, we try and figure out why the temperatures aren't acting the way they should.
Right,
so.
You're the chef with the recipe, now doing quality control.
Right.
And there's some kind of certification for that? Is that for the state of Colorado?
It's actually the U.S. Composting Council, so it's nationwide. We are part of their Standard for Testing Assurance program. So once all the compost is done cooking and finished, we send away a sample to make sure pathogens, everything is safe, and it's then safe to sell.
Okay. Yeah. We have pretty darn good compost here, correct?
We have really good
compostable soil. Okay.
Yeah. So
it's
the good stuff.
The testing that she has done, one of the things that can result if you're not watching your compost well is weed seeds can survive the process, and her team makes sure, and that's part of why they send it off for testing, is no seeds, there's no seeds left, no weeds left, no chemicals that are damaging.
Salmonella, fecal coliform bacteria are big things we watch for. So so that is all. We would not sell it unless
you really have to monitor that. And then how do people get the containers? Like I have the small. I started with the big one, but it took a little too much space. So I have the small one now.
Yeah.
Can they get where can they get those, Liz?
Either from the Environmental Health Department, so they can contact me, or just call Environmental Health at the City of Aspen, and we'll give you either one of these, no charge. Or if you're going to the landfill, you can stop by the gate at the landfill, and they will also give them to you at no charge. Something I do like to remind people is we've chosen these 2 containers because we've found that they work well. Made in the United States. This one is made from recycled plastic. We're trying to support domestic production, all of that.
Right.
But the truth is, you can use anything. You got an old paint bucket from Lowe's, fine. I know friends that have like an old salad container that they've just repurposed, and that's their compost container. There's nothing magic about these containers. You can use any container you want. What's important is that you're paying attention to the stuff that we've got on the front here, which is as long as you're putting the right things in there and keeping the wrong things out, it doesn't matter what you collected in.
It's a no-brainer because you literally have that display on those containers of what is allowed. And then you also say on the bottom, no metal, no glass, what's not allowed. So that really clarifies things. What do you find is the most confusing thing? Like I think about like pizza cardboard, or what are, I guess, Cathy, some things where people might get confused of what's compostable or not compostable?
The pizza boxes are a big one. A lot of people will put those in recycling. They belong in the compost. And help us out and tear them up. Break them down a little bit for us.
Tear up those like messed up pizza boxes with oil and stuff on them.
There's also some tricky things. There's a lot of mislabeling out there that say it's compostable or biodegradable. Liz knows what I'm talking about. A lot of times it looks like plastic. They'll say, and people are so confused about that. You really have to make sure it is compostable and not biodegradable. A lot of times they'll say biodegradable, but they mean in the landfill, and it's phooey.
One thing that always throws me off is those single-use plastic containers that hold, say, spinach at the grocery store, or restaurants have these little plastic things, or you go to City Market and you get other food stuff in these like thin plastic, like that rigid plastic stuff. What's going on with that? Is that just trash, basically? So we can't really, even though it has the little recyclable triangle on it, Liz, that's not really recyclable a lot of times, right?
At the risk of being rude, I will correct you, Erik.
As long as you don't use foul language. This is a family show.
We've all become accustomed to calling those chasing arrows in a triangle shape. We all refer to that as the, quote, recycling symbol, right? That isn't what it is. It's actually a resin code that was trademarked by the Plastics Council decades ago. And they use it as a way of telling manufacturers and consumers, this product is made of this particular chemical recipe. Has nothing to do with recycling.
That's a little confusing.
And it is very confusing because we've come to think of it as a recycling symbol because the recycling industry has no means to force plastic manufacturers to put any sort of label on anything. Since they were using that arrow to convey the type of plastic, the recycling industry said, okay, if it's a number 1, we can recycle that. And that's kind of true, but the deal with recycling that's a little bit more complicated is it's not just the number, it's also the shape and size. And that's hard to convey in a snippet, right? And so the recycling industry has leaned into that number 1 through 6 symbol. And that's been effective in many ways, but it also has led to confusion. For example, Cathy and I've seen many times, like a jungle gym playset put into the recycling because it has a number 5 symbol on it.
And someone thought it was, recyclable. At
Exactly.
that point.
You're like, doesn't quite work that way. And the same thing with those spinach containers at the grocery store. They're labeled with that accurately because that's the chemical formula is the number one plastic. But it
Yeah.
turns out that plastic, there's not a market for it. It's technologically possible to recycle it, but it's not economically possible. So
Right.
we really try to get people, you're talking about the things you can do, is you can use a mesh bag to buy your produce. You can use reusable utensils when you go out to eat. You can bring your own Tupperware to the restaurant and have them put your leftovers in a Tupperware container that you've brought and you can use again and again and again. Water
Right.
bottle, coffee cup, all that. The more things
Coffee
you can reuse.
mugs
Yeah.
to coffee shops, you know?
Yeah.
Even Starbucks, I think, now is doing that. They finally got on the bandwagon. July is Plastic-Free July, it's called, in the United States. And we're talking about some of these plastics. Reusables, Cathy. That's one way we
Totally.
can all, an easy thing we can all do, right? And do you guys still offer those at the landfill for people stopping by, the reusable containers?
Yeah, we do have those.
Okay.
We have the water bottles, the silicone sandwich kind of bags. I'm out right now. I'm going to be reordering. But
Those are
yeah.
cool.
So yeah, we try and give away the reusable, the utensil sets, the bamboo utensil sets. So please stop
Squishy
by.
cups? You still have the squishy?
Squishy cups we're out of.
Okay.
With COVID, everything should slow down, but it's hard to get these things.
Glass recyclable beverage
Water
containers?
bottles, yeah.
Like water bottles?
Yeah, so we are slowly getting all these back in stock, but please stop by, and tell people, grab them.
And Liz, people can use like reusable paper bags or reusable bags to the grocery store.
Yep,
Correct?
yep.
There was a little bit of concern about that
There
during COVID.
was. At the beginning of COVID, there were some industry groups that put out some information that was very misleading and created a lot of fear. Understandable. We were dealing with something the world had never seen.
Yeah.
And it led to people equating a disposable item meant it was a safe, clean item. And that is not the truth. If you're in a hospital and you've got a disposable item, it's probably sterile. Outside of that, those plastic things, those utensils you're getting to eat your food from the to-go shop, you have no idea how many people have touched those before you touch them.
True.
They don't have to be sterile. That's not part of the standard they're meeting.
Right.
The single-use plastic bags, who knows how many people have breathed on them, touched them, what they've been subjected to.
Yeah.
When you use reusables for grocery shopping, for eating, you know it's clean because you cleaned it.
Right.
And
That's
then,
from my house.
This is from my house. I know where it's been.
got the
I know
control.
it's safe. That's actually the safest thing to do. And we're trying, as we come out of COVID, to get that message out there that reusables are actually more economical, more environmentally friendly, and genuinely safer to use for your own personal protection.
And there's these crazy things they came up with years ago called backpacks. You put them on your back, you use them over and over and over. Now, I do line mine sometimes because it may not be the cleanest inside my backpack that I use for guiding and hiking and mountain biking and all that. But I'll line it usually with a paper bag.
Yeah.
If I end up with some bag from some retail store or something, I'll repurpose that inside my garbage cans or inside my backpack to kind of offer a more sterile environment.
And if
they
it's
can
a
just-
paper bag, and when you're done, compost it.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go. All right. Anything drop and swap? That's one of my favorite aspects of the landfill. That's going to go to the next level, right? We're down to just a couple
Yeah, it
minutes.
is. Yeah, it
Tell
is.
us about the future of the drop and swap.
Well, we have a building space that we're going at the landfill. It's an old green warehouse building that is no longer needed for maintenance or equipment storage. So that is probably going to be coming down and then rebuilt as the Motherlode Mercantile.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I love
it's
the name, too.
It's going to be an enclosed drop and swap. We'll be able to take a lot more stuff. We'll be able to take a lot of construction material items like tile that wasn't used up or
Yes.
left over.
Divert some of that
wood.
construction
Yeah,
stuff.
so that's coming probably by the time we get it built early summer next year.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know about you, Liz, but when I drive through the landfill, I always make a circuit
Oh,
by
yeah.
the drop.
Stuff.
I'm always like,
Oh, yeah.
like
Always
a lot of
good
locals
stuff.
here, it's like rolling down their window. And I pulled like new stuff out of there
Oh, yeah.
before.
Oh, the good
An
stuff.
awesome sled
goes
that I
so
that I
fast.
walk up buttermilk with. Those little missile like Swiss bobs.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
brand new.
Yeah,
sitting in the
totally.
drop and swap. I pulled out, like I got excited. My voice just went up a couple decibels. So if I get free athletic gear, free as me.
Skis, we got all sorts of things that come in. And
yeah.
when we get the Motherlode
incredible.
Mercantile up and about, you'll be able to get a tax donation right off as well, like
Nice.
a Goodwill or something. So
Nice. Yeah, Boulder is kind of leading the way in a lot of those type of initiatives, diversion, like drop and swap, where the community can get some of these things. We're very close on time. I want to have enough time to give you 2 cookies. Because I baked for you last night. With,
so good to us.
all reusable, repurposed.
Reuse your
Gala
produce bag.
apple bag, and then a couple Ziplocs that I kind of used and kind of clean. And I hope, did you guys have fun on the show today?
We always do,
did.
yeah.
I really appreciate you being here today. I appreciate what
so
you
much.
do for our community. Thank you for sharing with us and our viewers.
Thank you.
And thank you for bringing your dog. It's Shadow, right?
Shadow.
Shadow's in our
Shadow's
live
the
studio
audience,
audience too. So now you're supposed to clap your. Oh wait, you don't have opposable thumbs. Well, thanks for being here, Shadow. Thank you guys above all for joining us on the local show. The Independence Pass Foundation, for 32 years, restoring and protecting the ecological, historical, and aesthetic integrity of Independence Pass. To learn more, independencepass.org.
I'm so passionate about this community. I absolutely love living here and raising my family here. It gives me a lot of pride to share this with my friends and my clients and help them achieve their dreams of owning an Aspen snowmass and enjoying this incredible lifestyle.
White River Overland specializes in camper van upfitting and overland outfitting. Catering to mountain dwellers and outdoor enthusiasts, many of WRO's builds are purpose-driven to facilitate and enhance skiing, cycling, camping, climbing, and river adventures. Nestled in the White River National Forest, close to the deserts of western Colorado and Utah, WRO also rents camper vans and accessories. More at whiteriveroverland.com. Celebrating their 25th anniversary, Sundog Athletics is your opportunity to experience Aspen's most amazing adventure locations and gain new skills to increase your safety, performance, and enjoyment while mountain biking, road biking, hiking, and paddling on Aspen's exclusive canoeing adventure. Like Sundog Athletics on Facebook for fresh adventure updates.
Welcome to